One of the main things we keep hearing, though, Ken Wyatt, is there's no detail. There's no detail. We'll decide when there's detail. You're telling me the detail's there.
Look, I would tell everybody, go to the National Indigenous Australian Agency, download the report on The Voice and look at the pages I've just recommended, pages 16 to 17. That is the detail. Now, the legislative detail, if it reflects the model that our people have raised in the various reports, is put into place, then there is no excuse to say you do not know the detail.
So is it
In the Constitution, it's stated that judges need to retire at 70 years of age. They rue that day now, and what they should have said was that the judge's retirement needed to be determined by the Parliament so that we don't have a situation where all judges have to mandatorily retire at 70. And that's why the Constitution now is about principle and the detail comes later.
Polls. And it's because of two main reasons. Firstly, the government didn't work out details about how people would be appointed to the advisory body before it announced the referendum. And even now, Linda Burney says that questions about who and how the Voice members will be chosen will all be nutted out later on after the votes have been cast.
To people what the model will be, what the question will be. We don't know that yet. That's what we're about to undertake, as a consultation right through Australia to get the answer to those questions.
Now, Linda Burney says that questions about who and how the Voice members will be chosen will all be nutted out later on after the votes have been...
All judges have to mandatorily retire at 70. And that's why the Constitution now is about principle and the detail comes later.
Okay. That's actually a really good question. And I think here's part of the tricky situation we're in. At the moment, we're asking what I think is pretty basic, which is just to be heard. But even that notion can be quite an affront for people who aren't sure how it's going to operate, aren't sure who's going to be speaking. And I guess, a lot of people talk about there's not enough detail in the referendum, and as Uncle Tom pointed out, the more information, the more decisions that are made in lieu of the principal argument, there's more opportunity for that to be controlled, for people to pick that up and say, oh, I don't like that, or if things change later down on the track, there isn't a chance to rechange the Constitution. So